showing the way. Oh, well, a little scoop ahead into the spot because the Cambodian defenders were just caught square trying to defend the penalty box, and they forgot to run just at the edge of it from David Tan. If that ball had been scooped behind the fullbacks, David Tan would have been free en route to the byline. The wrong thing will be to take this free kick for Cambodia. They've survived Myanmar upswing fortunes. Hoping to spring them now in the counter-attack as they've done throughout this tournament on teams. The Laotians certainly did not believe the Cambodians came to play. At one stage, despite leading by 2 goals to nil, they had themselves pegged back to 2-all. So it's a Cambodian side that know all about not giving up, fighting back. They certainly have the character. Now, do they have the mettle and the quality to take the lead for the first time in this tournament? So Tun just to clear the ball away rather easily as well. Small pass played down the middle, although they have the second opportunity. Sotira finds some space on the outside of Tanaka. Still trying Tanaka. MVP of the Cambodian league last turnout. Is waiting for the dink inside, and Slabaravi and Sokunfiaku are rather disappointed. They're trying to hoist the ball. It's hanging up there for them to attack. Slabaravi will chase after this. All the way through though. Anywhere would do with the clearance, and it wasn't a very good one. Sokunfiaku picked the ball out. It was for Tanaka. Offside yet again. The third time now he's been caught behind the defense. Kun Labaravi. I'm sure he'll be getting a earful from the coach. It's more awareness from the strikers to know where they're standing, if they're ever going to get that option. Otherwise, it should just be used as a dummy or a decoy in those situations. Mintut happy to go all the way back to Mintut. Here is Zor Mintut. Arnie Abramovich asking them to just slow the ball down a little bit and make sure that the Cambodians come forward, come at them. It's a lot of time that's been given on the ball to Mintut. Privilege was taken. An accurate pass out. Mong Nguyen, the captain, Nanda Linchorchits, just outside of him, decides to go inside to Chol Koko. Finally, it does get outside to Nanda. Koko, well watched. Very alert defending that time. It's good play by Sepiset. Only as far as Mong Nguyen. Koko scored the second goal in the game against Brunei. Really pinched the points for Myanmar. It was a much needed victory as well. Otherwise they would have come into this game back in the draw, behind the Cambodians in the standings. But as it stands right now, it's Cambodia just a point behind Myanmar. Knowing the draw will not do them any favors because it will be out of their hands. A win here will put everything into their own hands going into the final match against Brunei. It will be a real shocker because the draw was first made. Everybody expected Myanmar to go through easily, and we thought that it was between Laos and probably Timor-Leste for the final qualifying place. It's a very high line. If they just dink it right into the back, the moment they'll catch them out, and they couldn't take advantage of it. There was some running coming from midfield as well, from the likes of Sovereignty. They just couldn't take advantage of it. Myanmar defenders almost suicidal then, coming up close to the halfway line with their offside trap. Get to him though. They still have the ball. Sotiret, the long way back. It's patient Tanaka Sokunfek as soon as possible. It'll be the 20-year-old Chan Tanaka. 2012 Best Young Player, 2014 Most Valuable Player in Cambodia C Men's Phone League. So focused on trying to get some swerve onto that ball that you forget to give any sort of height or power behind it. This corner, dead ball taking situations, responsibility should be going to the captain from here on. So Lewis somewhere in. Front 5 players have been called out by Bolkett Rubberfield. Warriors. Going into the 20-minute mark, a lot of students have been turning up for the Suzuki Cup qualifiers, and this being Saturday, we expect the crowd to swell up by the time the night game comes, because the home side Laos will be featured in the game against Timor-Leste, knowing that a win in that game will ensure their place into the group stages. For the patient approach. Chorchit all the way back to Mongwin. Is Nandalin. We haven't seen him yet flying down the flanks as we have in the Myanmar National League. For Ayawadi. Chilin. Dynamic, such a dynamo he is as well with those very powerful runs. Tan. Well, I don't understand why he's just decided to play the ball right back to a Myanmar player. David Tan looking for the angle for a second cross that comes in. This time much better defended by Hong Feng. They do break away with it with the captain Sokum Fiek. Strong play, but it's two strong players going after the same ball. Chilin not going to lose out that time. In the penalty box, waiting for any sort of cross from Mongwin. It's probably one of his better cross. Goalkeeper's looking at his defender and saying, what was that for? Just leave it for me. I had the ball. There was no defender side by side with you, and what it does result is that Myanmar have an opportunity to break down this Cambodian defense, still failing to do so. All the way back to the goalkeeper, who's now faced by some running Cambodians, on-rushing Cambodians. He does play that ball out superbly well. Mongwin. Mongwin. Into Chilin, stolen a yard. Used his body well enough to swerve it around the defenders. Bobble on the pitch that defeated him more than anything else. As well to head the ball down, get head to the ball, but that's all it was. Gives it right back to Myanmarese. It's Tan. Much pacier to the ball. Was against Sovariti. It's going to be a corner. Sovariti looked as if he was struggling then. 27-year-old he is, playing in his 4th Suzuki Cup. He wasn't called into the squad in 2012 where they lost 3-0 to Myanmar. So recalled by Lee Tae-won since he's returned to the hot seat in his second spell in charge of the Cambodian national team. Very desperate whenever it comes to defending. They have to be much more composed in this situation. It's Chilin to swing this over. What was the extra touch for? Sometimes you wonder as well. Yeah, something more straightforward now. You might as well just send the ball right in. Chilin's going to do it. He might as well take this situation here. So here's Chilin. Suyati will have to watch and take responsibility when it comes. It's broken clear anywhere at the moment. Cambodia just flicking bodies and nothing else. Myanmar would think that that was a chance. Well, just in front of goal, they couldn't sort their feet out in time. Should saw more. They took the final shot at the end, but it was Cambodia yet again. It looked so very unconvincing. They look desperate whenever they're defending those situations, and they allowed the ball to hang in the air with no one attacking it. It's as if they're daring them to hit that first ball and try to fight for the second ball. Well, when the second ball dropped, Suyati made that shout, and his fellow defenders right ahead of him decided to throw their bodies around as they've done throughout this match. It's always carnage in front of him, Suyati. The defenders just strung right along the ground, trying to block shots. But before that, why not defend the first ball in the first place? They just allowed it to just hang in the air forever. Tanaka, very good touch, not the second though. He expected the run to come forward by Moisrin. So Riti, good work by Tan. He anticipated that, knew exactly where he was trying to put the ball. I think it's quite predictable now that every time they get the ball, they try to look for these players right up front. So Viek with a touch back to Moisrin. It's a very good ball played inside. The player's free inside the penalty box. It was Tanaka who was screaming for it for the longest time. Labaravi though trying to control it first time before releasing Tanaka. At least that's what he will claim he was trying to do. Myanmar players just forced themselves onto Kun Labaravi, kept Tanaka in acres of space for the longest while. They couldn't find him. Finds a teammate though with a clever, sweet, cute touch. Header is on. Good pressure put on by Myeong, making sure that Labaravi always found it difficult to veer the ball towards goal. Good lead by Hong Feng. Sovereignty. So Viek, too much swerve behind that ball. Needed to be hit the outside of his foot. Needed to be hit close to the left back in order for it to swerve right back into the penalty box if it was to reach for Tanaka. David Tan, 26-minute mark. Both sides trying their very best to puncture it. Lee Tae-won, Korean coach, second Korean to be coaching this Cambodian side. They've sprung the offside trap, getting there. They've got the ball close on the ball. Good Labaravi. See the match against Laos. That's what he loves to do. Just take it to his left leg. Try to make a couple of shots or crosses before finding the right situation to unleash one. Coach Sokum Viek, the captain, is not going to take this one, which is a surprise, so it will be Chan Tanaka, a youngster, who will come right up for this. Equal in the corner count, more importantly, equal the goals count. Both teams not scoring so far. Both teams haven't scored in the first half of the Suzuki Cup qualifier, so this is no surprise. It's a much better corner. It almost found the far post. Keeper TRC2 spread and sprawled and finally clawed. Well, after taking an age to focus on putting more power and height behind the ball, Chan Tanaka finally realizes that a good delivery right there inside the penalty box can cause mayhem, because Myanmar, just like any of the sides in this year's qualifying campaign, just do not deal with aerial balls very well. Control by Pisen. Labaravi, that's brilliantly put through. The captain is free on goal. Disappointing finish by Coach Sukum Viek. Well, it wasn't the captain, it was Moisrin, wasn't it? Put right through on goal. The 20-year-old showed lack of composure, as you'd expect from an inexperienced player. Oh, what a pass that one was. A touchdown, not behind the defense. Yet again, that high line that's being played by Myanmar caught. But once again, as they have faced throughout this tournament, they have been very lucky, the Myanmaris, that teams do not have the quality to take advantage and hurt them. Once again, it's been breached, this very high line. So Kum Viek will win a corner. Tanaka tailed up after taking this very good corner, which almost resulted in a goal. Brilliant save by the goalkeeper. Kept his eye on the ball all the way through. Hoisted in, had that header on target. So 20-year-old has broken past the defense a couple of times already. No impeachment. However, half-hour mark. Yet another very good corner. TRC2. Peida said the goalkeeper had been backed into. Get it, that boy, Moiserin. Well, Cambodia haven't beaten Myanmar since 1997. So we're talking about 27 years now, thirds. This tournament, the Suzuki Cup, they've always lost to Myanmar. The closest that they come was a 3-2 defeat in 2008. The captain for tonight, Coach Kum Viek, one of the goal scorers that game. But otherwise, it's been Myanmar victorious all the way through. They won 3-0 at the last qualifying campaign in 2012. 2002, Myanmar won by 5-0 in the inaugural competition, which was known as the Tiger Cup way back in 1996. Myanmar also won by 5-0. 1997 was the last time Cambodia beat Myanmar. That was by 3-1. Hok Sochatra, the coach who took the Cambodian team to no victories and just 3 goals in the last qualifying campaign. He scored 2 of those goals that night in a famous 3-1 win in 1997. It happened at the Jakarta Southeast Asian Games. At the time, of course, where these games were full-on international events and not just an under-23 tournaments that it is these days. Last time they kept a clean sheet against Myanmar was at the 2001 Southeast Asian Games. Still predictable. His left-hand side, instead of cutting in, going more central, should have used his left back then, Sun Sovarinti. Running side by side with Moiserin. That was rather disappointing. So Sotirat chasing after this ball. So too Uru Samoin. All the way back to Zorman 2. Most expensive Myanmarese player. Sumo, the only player from Chin United playing in this Myanmar squad at the Suzuki Cup. Here's David Tan. Still looking to extend on the 1 goal that he scored for his country. Has an opportunity to do so. Decides to set it up for Chokoko. But again, desperate defending by Cambodia. It's almost predictable, isn't it? Every time the ball's put up, it's followed by a Cambodian player going down inside the penalty box. They've used this tactic for a longest time, just to gain some time and gain some organization in defense. But after all that, when the ball swung up in the air, they still look all at sea and looked very disorganized. Chilin. It's disappointing. It's a very disappointing ball by Chilin. Just as you say, that is very good work as well by Sotirat. Oh, just running into each other that time. Unnecessary. Moiserin. Sotirat. Now the chance to come right back. 3 inside the penalty box, waiting for the cross by Tan. Decides to give it all the way back to Sumo. This one. Free up Chilin. Han. Chokoko. Free kick Myanmar. Referee was far away, but the flag came up immediately by Samar Pal of India to assist with Junpei Iida's decision. It's a very hot day, so with players coming at each other almost in fourth gear from the first whistle. Expects this to happen now. Closing stages of the first half with 11 minutes remaining. Some tired legs out there. Remember that these players, especially Myanmar side, it's their third game now. 5 days. 6 days, I should say. Goalkeeper did well to claim that one, Suyati. It's more decisive from Suyati. It's not the most confident coming out for those crosses. But what I like about this custodian for Cambodia is the fact that he makes his mind up very quickly. Once he wants to go up and claim for a cross, he doesn't back down. There's no second guessing him. It looks very comical, especially against Laos in the opening match where he went forward for a lot of balls, just finding himself sprawling or using his feet to unconventionally, unorthodox style of goalkeeping. And more importantly, he makes his decision up and he doesn't back down on it, Suyati. With his display so far, I dare say he's probably been the pick of the bunch in terms of goalkeepers. He's made more saves than any goalkeeper at the Suzuki Cup qualifiers. Laotians with a victory tonight against Timor-Leste, and they're through to stages, main stages of the 2014 Suzuki Cup. Latest shot coming in from Chitsumo, player who's been brought on for Winong, part of the midfield, always rising. Beng has taken every goal kick so far. Match for Cambodia, as we've seen in their two matches against Laos and Timor-Leste. The front three, the triumvirate of Sokupvek, Laparavi and Batanaka, just be switching positions and running things around. It's a bit more static in this game, so you have to give credit for Myanmar for that as well. Defense sometimes can be so very tight. Allows very little time for a little variation of movement from the opposition to feel in. Spread it out to Nanda Linchorchit. Poor pass inside, almost kept alive. He claimed that he meant it, but I'm sure there was someone in. He's trying to play back as a defender. Stops Savan with that pass. Myanmar know that they, of course, have the top scorer of these Suzuki Cup qualifiers on the bench for Cambodia. The impact sub always made an impact whenever he's come on. 1 goal in 15 minutes of action against Laos in the opening match, and 3 goals in 12 minutes of action against Timor-Leste in his second game. Boy, Sok Charang-Smee is a goal scorer. What a luxury and a privilege it is for the coach to be able to pull him off the bench. Time, free kick necessary, crowded out. A triangle of players had formed around him and swarmed, ensuring that he had no room, so there's no need to hack at him the way they did. Free kick to Myanmar. Chilin, Choko Ko coming up, showing some interest, but those two good friends, Chilin and Choko Ko, take turns, take those free kicks. Chilin certainly has more power behind those shots. His thighs of a tank. Suyati knows all about it. He's on the bench when he saw Chilin score from a spectacular goal in 2012. Myanmar won by 3-0. And Chilin scored the opening goal of that game. One wasn't there. He was on the bench. And he was in charge of the national squad in 2012. It's going to be a dink over. It's a very disappointing one. So all the communications, what they've gone through at the training ground, I'm sure they probably mapped it out. Numbers, hand signs, and everything else. Use if the delivery is going to let you down in the first place. organized as he tries to win the ball back as soon as possible in central midfield. Into decides to spring it in behind the Cambodian defense. Play with a three-man defense that they usually do. It's always going to be difficult to do that, especially as you have a goalkeeper like Suyati who is more than happy to come out as soon as possible. Voted the best goalkeeper in the Cambodian League 2014, Suyati. Oh, well, the referee's given a penalty. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Let's see that again. Whether he had moved himself. They're saying that he didn't even touch the ball. And Cambodia feel injustice has prevailed here. And having done so well in this match so far, have conceded a penalty which the goalkeeper himself cannot believe. Want to hear it. And it was a very good game officiating the Myanmar match against Timor-Leste 4 days ago. Not too good, the Japanese official in this game so far, and he's given away a contentious penalty. Will take this. He's already got a goal in the tournament against Brunei. Will be favoured against Suyati. I've said he's probably been the best goalkeeper in this tournament so far. Is he going to cement that boast and praise with a penalty save from Chokoko? Justice will be served if he does save it. But usually justice doesn't prevail in a football game. Myanmar score in the very first half of the Suzuki Cup qualifiers in 2014 for the first time. Chokoko gets his second goal of the tournament. And once again, for the third match in a row, Cambodia concede the first goal and have to come from behind. This time though, through no fault of theirs, because the referee inexplicably has called for a penalty. It's as if it was harmless. Even if it hit his hand, was ball to hand, didn't move himself towards the ball, given a penalty, and Radi Abramovich knows that his side have got very lucky in this game. They'll take whatever fortune that's been swung their way, and Myanmar now have an opportunity to do what they do best, which is defend. Somsavi. Tanaka. Ball's played through its onside. So Kumfek is hung up in the air. Brilliant defending. That was dangerous, not over yet though. The shot is very disappointing. Now it is as Mongwin clears it. Cambodia have answered it the same way that they've answered every shot that's gone past them throughout this tournament so far by committing more players forward. Not afraid to take the game to their opponents. Chilin, it's a splendid pass, measured to perfection for Nandalin Chorchit. Disappointing finish though from him. Name your own hero as we have a look at this again. There we go. He was almost trying to get out of the way. Soksabi. Chokoko makes no mistake. Right down the line, right down the throat. Scored a goal against Myanmar in the 07 SEA Games. Scored a goal against Myanmar in the 08 Suzuki Cup. How they'd love for him to score yet again. It's not a bad cross put inside. I'll get every right to go for the ball. I know the Myanmaris were not happy, but there was nothing malicious in that attempt at goal. Abu Dhabi had done well to keep the ball hanging up in the air and juggle it. Put this time. Not afraid to put his head where it hurts. Feels the after effects of this. How unfortunate for him and his team to now be staring at a deficit when they probably, the balance of play, had the better chances in this first half. The Myanmaris. I think he does know as well that a defeat here, more or less, most likely, put Cambodia out of this tournament. Of added time. Moistrin gets a yellow card, which will mean that he will be suspended in the match against Brunei. That's his second booking tournament. So Kumfiek. Good ball played out to Tanaka. Tanaka shot straight, too easy for the goalkeeper. Chinwonguit. Happy for the Myanmaris to take the scoreline back into the dressing rooms at halftime, reorganize themselves. They know that the Cambodians will cover them at any point in time, especially when they introduce the soccer Snake in the second half. He has been the talking and focal point of this first half, unfortunately. Junpei Iida of Japan. Off it, and it last came off Cambodian. The referee's asking him to watch his words. disagrees, and we might have Cambodia getting right back into it just before halftime. Boy, do they need this goal, but they haven't shown much quality yet from those free kicks in this tournament so far. Much of their promise has always come from the running of the ball. Dead ball situations, if they had delivered them much better, would have lost that first match against Laos. The situation of being 2 goals down against Timor-Leste before they got to beat them. This match, they've had much more corner situations, much more free kicks in and around the penalty box, but they haven't taken full advantage of it. Until now, perhaps. Has been the main talking point of the first half as he brings an end to the first 45, which